Good morning, BNI Thrive family and guests. My name is Laura Harvey of Root Cause Solution. This is my husband, Rob. We are coaches and trainers of neurolinguistics programming, timeline therapy, and hypnosis. We assist individuals that are ready to unlock their best future. For this morning's presentation, we are going to speak about some of the things that we have assisted people with.
Over the last 11 years, we've worked with many individuals through many different ways. It may have been our personal coaching process, which is 4 or 5 2-hour sessions, our Unlock Your Best Future weekend, 2.5 days, or our week-long NLP practitioner training.
To start, there is something we would like to explain. We generally all experience the major negative emotions such as anger, sadness, fear, and hurt by the age of 3. Each emotional experience we have is not stored singularly. We will use anger as an example. As you can see in the diagram, each new event attaches to the previous events of anger.
You store each emotion in a little black bag, we call it gestalt, somewhere in your body. Then sometime later, you experience another event of anger. So the first event pops out of the little black bag it was stored in and attaches to the second event. Then they're both stuffed into the bag. When the next event happens, the first two pop out and attach to the new event, and so on, and so on, and so on, until that black bag gets very, very full. For some people, the little black bag becomes bulging and overflowing. If you don't have resolution on the events, they just continue to attach to each other to the point that it can become overwhelming. The individual finds it takes longer and longer to recover from each additional event.
So, as we give you some examples, pay attention to the fact that in most cases, there are several events that all added up together to the point that over time, the individual was not able to move forward from them. Some of the clients and students that come to mind.
So please keep in mind that the unconscious mind brings things to our attention in many ways. For one gal in particular, had not been sleeping for more than about 4 hours per night for several years. When we started asking the questions we asked, it came to light that she had experienced 3 traumatic events over a period of a couple of years. Her daughter was going through a very, very difficult divorce. Her father had passed away, and a close personal friend of hers needed her help to get through a very difficult time in her life.
She had told herself that she wasn't going to think about these events. However, her unconscious mind had another idea. She would be awake each night, just awake, not thinking about what had occurred, just awake and not able to sleep.
The issue was that she wasn't at peace and didn't have resolution with the events. We began working with her, and she found that after the second 2-hour session, she was already beginning to sleep longer through each night. And after the third session, she was sleeping through the night. We just spoke with her recently and confirmed that 4 years later, she continues to sleep through the night with ease. We have recently had a couple of gentlemen come to us for assistance. Both of them had had things happen as they were growing up that they didn't have resolution on. Both of them found that they were quick to be angry. One individual expressed it as a firecracker switch that would go off, and he would say things that were inappropriate and damaging to his relationships.
The other individual found he was quick to anger, would get frustrated very quickly. If he was working in the shop, well, throwing tools wasn't uncommon.
So what kind of things happened in these gentlemen's lives? For one fellow, when he was a young age, his father left without saying a word to his son, and he's never been told what it was all about. To date, he only has some vague concept, as his mother died at quite a young age before she was willing to share with him.
The other fellow, at a young age, came across his father in an extramarital relationship, and his father told him he had to keep it a secret. Can you imagine, as a child and then into an adult, carrying that with you as you have no concept of resolution?
Both of these fellows created beliefs that made it very impossible for them to have loving and meaningful relationships. As part of the process, we assisted them to create new beliefs. And in just 8 hours of coaching, they both have their lives back on track.
We have also worked with children as young as the age of 10. We assisted a young boy who at the age of 11 was experiencing paranoia. He was very troubled. They lived in a 3-story house, and he would be texting his mother if she was on another level of the house than what he was on. He was also asking what it would be like to die. This was becoming very debilitating for everyone in the family.
We recently learned some of the things this young man has accomplished. He has received the highest level award in Scouts and is now off to university. We are honored that his mom trusted us to help them as a family to move forward.
When we assist one individual, we don't change just their life. It is like a pebble dropped in the pond, and it ripples out and makes changes for the individual and everyone they come in contact with.
We've worked with many individuals. Some of the things, to name a few: abuse in many forms that affects individuals each in a slightly different way. Relationships that didn't go well. Individuals that realized there was something they needed to change in order to move forward in their life. Judgment in all forms. Confusion when raised in one culture and moving to a new country and raising their children in another culture. Depression. Lack of belief in self. OCD, concussion. I think you can see and understand from our examples, if an individual has not gotten resolution on the things they have experienced in life, or have created beliefs that may have been useful at the time, however, are now holding them stuck, this can lead to a person not being able to reach their full potential and enjoyment of their life. Once we assist them to get resolution, without exception, our clients say they feel lighter, they can see options they couldn't see before, and their future is brighter.
Thank you for allowing us to share and being such a gracious audience. Our questions to you are:
What did you learn?
what questions do you have?
What do we need to know?